Hello and welcome to my channel on human design. I'm Richard Beaumont. I've been in human design for 25 years, 20 of those training professional human design analysts. And today I want to look at a knotty question, a very good question that came to me through the comments, which was, how do you live out your purpose if you have a cross, an incarnation cross, which isn't in any fixed centers? In other words, how do you live out your purpose if you have an unstable cross? So let me just say from the beginning, there is no good or bad chart. We are each here to live our own unique lives in a very unique way. However, if I look at my own cross, I'm the cross of laws. So I have the 60th gate fixed, which means I have a root center. I have the third gate, which means I have a fixed sacral. I have the 56 in a fixed throat, and I have the 50 in a fixed spleen. So I've got a very stable cross. There will always be mutation in my life. I will always have that mutative energy within me for the new, for something different, for a new order in life. And I will always have my values, and I always will have my ability to ground my life in entertainment, in stimulation, in the abstract mythical storyteller. Okay, so let's take an example. Let's take the left ankle cross of the Clarion, the 5-1 profile. This is Ra's cross, Ra Uru Hu, the founder of human design. So let's assume that this is a design where each one of these aspects, the gates, the 57, the 51, the 62, and the 61, they are all in open centers. What does it mean? This is an unstable cross. There is nothing that's fixed there all the time. How do you live out your purpose of being a clarion, of being a messenger when things are unstable? Well, the same as anything else. You just have to learn it. So in the 57, in the openness of the 57, this is intuitive clarity. It's nothing that they are constantly aware of, what's happening in the moment. Their mind may create fears about the future because of the nature of this kind of awareness. But at the same time, if they stay with the process and realizing that the fears of the future are not always justified, they can really hone in to certain times when they are paying attention to what's going on, and there can be this incredible intuitive catch of what may be happening. They can be able to pick up in the environment around them things that may be going to happen with other people if they get out of their own way. As soon as they start fixing, I know, and this and that, then the whole thing closes down. So it's kind of moving on it's living life on a moving base where you are picking up intuitive awareness and you're able to filter it through what is really the issue, whatever that may be. If you look underneath and you can see that it's the 51st gate, it means that they have an open will center. So first of all, if they're going to live a really good and happy life, they have to overcome the trying to prove oneself by being the best or being the first, or trying to over surprise people, use that gate of shock in an inappropriate way, putting themselves in a weaker position because they don't have the willpower to back it up. They're going to have to learn that. But in learning it, well, then they can really see where breakthroughs can happen from the mundane to the mystical. They can see where, new things can come out of what's already existing. They can provide the jump to a new level of whatever it may be, the business, the relationship, whatever it may be, if they settle in their wisdom, if they're not trying to prove, if they're really honing in on what that special thing is that can help bring people into themselves more, or how a product can really be shown to be super fantastic. They're going to have to learn how competing and over competing in things just doesn't work for them. You have to accept what is in human design. It is a system of what is. So having an unstable cross means you have to accept the nature of the gates in that cross as they are. There isn't the constant willpower, but there is the potential wisdom of everything that the 51 brings. You know, the thunder and the lightning, the shock, the sudden opening. There's so many things that gate of potential courage can bring that can really help people come to themselves. If we look at the 62nd gate and we see that that is open too, so this is someone with an open throat. So they have this gate of naming. They have this gate of being able to say, you know, I think or I don't think, you know, and they want to try and find the details. They want to try and make their point in their expression. And there's a not self being, they'll be making their point at inappropriate times and being very irritating, you know, trying to show someone the details when they don't want to see them and they haven't asked for example. As a wisdom, it's to be able to recognize, well, the way words are used to ensnare people in their spell, how words are used to create a world with their use. I know many open 62s that are interested in word plays and real meanings of words and how they can be used. It can be a fantastic wisdom to point out certain details, factual details that other people don't know about or haven't thought about. But in the not self, yeah, it's going to be an overemphasis, a nitpicking on certain things, or, you know, not being able to get hold of the details when you need them, that kind of thing. You have to suffer through that in order to really understand that you're not here to start the conversation. You're there to be able to pick up on those interesting details as the conversation proceeds, and then to be able to contribute at the right time with what you've uncovered or what you've noticed. The 61st gate, the final gate in this unstable cross of the clarion, is the line of occult knowledge in the gate of inner truth. So the truth, the real truth, can never really actually be said in its totality. It is ineffable. However, this interest in occult knowledge, this interest that's inspiring from the mysteries above us, you can be very good at that. You can be very good at really being able to pick up what really is inspirational in terms of the esoteric knowledge that is out there, and hone into a particular niche part of it to be able to bring that out as part of your message. So it doesn't mean that you can't live out your purpose through that cross, because you will, but you can live it out in the not self or in the true self. And yeah, there's work to be done. It can be more of a scattering effect, living a life with that. Life can feel more, you know, where's the stable ground here? But if you can just, you know, look at your human design chart, get a proper reading. It's unusual to have a cross that isn't fixed in anything. So you may want to get some advice on your particular cross and what's going on. But if not, then listen to what I'm saying. It's okay. It's okay. You're still here to live your life, but you're going to be living your life based on your wisdom, on the wisdom of what you accumulate as you go through your life, rather than an energy or an awareness that is there all the time. And that's just a different way of living. It can be it can be a life full of wisdom. It can be a life where you can hone into different things in the moment and really come up with expressions that will be remembered forever. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Please understand that. Well, I hope you like my exploration into the unstable cross. It's something I haven't really thought about until now. So thank you for the question. Please like and subscribe and share. And I'll be back again very soon with another video. Okay.